evening, everybody. We are so glad you have joined us today for Thrive O'Clock. My name is Melody McAllister, and I'm here with my great friend, Rachelle Today Poth. It's been a wonderful day. Rachelle, how are you doing?
I am doing very well. Monday, right? A couple like full week of school this week. And then it's kind of funny because I know a lot of people are finishing up this Friday for the holiday break. I'm not one of those people. I actually thought that we just had next week, Monday, Tuesday, but then I realized last night that we actually have Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday next week. And this morning, I said something to my students like, hey, yeah, next week we have the 3 days. And they went, wait a minute, what? I went, I know. I realized it again myself last night. They're like, that's so unfair. I'm like, we can't have the whole week off. I said, the longer your break is, you're not going to want to come back. So, but it was good. It's been a good day. It was busy as always, typical thing, but it went fast. So
You
yeah.
ruined your kids' days. Wait, when do you go back to, if you don't get off until just a couple of days before
Yeah.
Christmas, when do you go back?
That Monday. Oh, I just froze too. That Monday, January 3rd. So it's a shorter
You
break than
you work
normal,
for a
but
very cruel district.
no, it's the calendar. Like we blame it on the calendar this year and how it unfolds.
Or
So
you're
it's
so
all
sweet.
good. Yeah.
You are
Yeah.
so sweet. Well, if you're watching us, wherever you are, tell us how you're doing. How are you feeling today? It is a Monday, and it's very cold here in Alaska. Every time I go outside, I get really bitter and I start cussing up a storm. But that's not unusual for me at all. I do have some shout outs. Are you okay if I give some shout outs?
Yes.
All right. Well, I have a ton of books, not a ton of books, but I bet the last book is my absolute favorite. But I have been sent so many books lately and I haven't taken any selfies. If you can't believe that I haven't been taking selfies with my books. So I got this one this weekend. I Am Creative, and it is by Sean and Janine Letford. They are a mom and son team. This little guy is like Wit's age, okay? And they wrote this book together, and I want to give them a shout out, and I can't wait to read it. I want to give a shout out to Zach Rondot and Grayson McKinney for the expert effect. They're going to be on my show next month. And for Solandra Grice, oh my goodness, embrace,
Yeah.
empower, and educate and include. I can't wait to dig in here. And some of our friends that are in the Thrive and Edu community, balancing the edu life. Which, do you
Yeah.
have a story in here? I have a story in here.
I do. Aaron's book. Yep. Sure
Yep, we
do.
both have stories. Extra reason to get it. And then Dr. Eileen Winokur's book, Journey to Belonging. Can't wait to dig into this book. Oh, we have a comment coming in. Let's address that before I give my favorite book. Oh, I didn't put it up. Hello, Linda. Thank you so much.
Linda. Hey.
But the favorite
Awesome.
book that I want to give a shout out to, the reason that we are here is because there's this birthday coming up. I think it might be today, or I'm not sure, but the 2-year anniversary for Unconditional Ways to Thrive in Edu by somebody in this space right now. Is that you?
Yeah, and it's actually my book. I have a thing for December books because on Wednesday is my one year book birthday of True Story Lessons That One Kid Taught Us. And next year we'll be celebrating the book birthday for my book that's coming out. I mean, it's pre-order right now, The Things I Wish I Knew, which I don't actually have it here right now. I took it into the kitchen, but yeah, so I apparently like some December launches for books, but those were great shout outs. I love that first book, the Be Creative, and all the books that you mentioned.
Yes.
So
Especially
yay.
these books. Happy book birthday to you. And it's funny because I have a lot of babies in December and you write a lot of books in December. So who knew we have that in common?
Yeah, how about that? So
Do you have any shout outs, Rochelle?
Uh, yeah, just one. It's to Errol from BAM Radio Network, who I've been working with the new podcast I've been doing with Define Learning, and the third episode just dropped. I had my first episode was with Ross Cooper, Dr. JC Maslick was the second. This third one is Kendra Johnson. Don Wettrick, who we had on our show a while ago, who is fantastic.
Yes.
I got a
Love
chance
some
to have him on
Dawn.
the podcast. And then Grayson and Zach, who you mentioned their book, The Expert Effect. I had them as well.
Yes.
And I just recorded an episode with George Valenzuela last week. So excited about that opportunity. Thankful for Define Learning, for creating that possibility for me to have a podcast where I'm actually not just talking to myself. So thank you, Errol. Thank you, BAM Radio Network and Define Learning. And
Yes.
so anyway,
And thank
that's
you
it.
for the 4 people watching us. Woohoo! Amanda and Linda for shouting out. Listen, we've got a good game coming up, so stay with us. We've got one that Rachelle hates, and that's what makes it so funny. And yes, but we have a great guest today as well. Rachelle and I, we're fighting on who is going to introduce our friend that is coming today. Why don't you start and I'll finish?
All right. So Eric is, I got to meet Eric. I don't even know, gosh, it was this spring. And I've been working with him, have had some conversations with him, just doing some work in the last probably 9 months right now. So we've met like this, not in person, but thankful for the technology and to have him come on the show and share with us about spaces. And we'll get more into that, especially the more that we talk, and with another one of our guests that'll pop in later. So that's my tidbit about Eric. And now I'll turn it over to you, Mel.
Yes, Eric is actually my boss. He is my boss as he's awesome. Like, I love him. I feel like I've known him for 10 years and I probably have only known him for like, a month or two or so, but he's a great person. He's taught me a lot. So, I mean, I have enjoyed. So if you follow me at all, you know that I just started working with Spaces last week. So this is my second week and I'm just, I love it. It's amazing. And I want to tell you that educators are amazing people. We can do, different jobs because we're just awesome like that. But Eric is the marketing manager at Spaces, and he's doing great things. He loves teachers, and he's kind of the face of the community, and we're going to talk about that in a second. But Eric, how are you doing? Tell us a little bit about you and your background.
Oh, I'm doing so well. I've never heard such kind words, particularly for an introduction for me. Yeah, so Spaces is still so new and so exciting. My background has always been in marketing. I've never had the fortune of being in front of a class as a teacher. Obviously, many years of schooling way back when. But my experience has always been in marketing, in software and marketing. And recently I had the opportunity to join My Blueprint / Spaces. And My Blueprint, I've been here for about a year now. It's a really well-known name in the Canadian sort of career education circle. And we've done an awesome job sort of bringing the My Blueprint different solutions to different career education counselors and administrators, et cetera, in Canada. However, Spaces is sort of a new, we kind of use the term a child of COVID, where Spaces is sort of right now an assessment platform that's built around continuous feedback, sort of telling all the stories in between essays and projects and report cards. So sort of be that tool that teachers can use to, whether it's your day-to-day work or just a place to put, a student's best work. It's sort of that tool and that platform that we're trying to bring to educators both in Canada and the United States, and actually some international schools are trying and testing Spaces, but really be that platform that tells the story beyond the report card. So and the reason that I found it so interesting when I was interviewing and possibly, deciding to join the team among, other sort of teams that, anyone could possibly join. I think for me, it was just that idea that, I can remember being a kid in school and getting a B in a certain course and being so proud about everything I learned and feeling like I probably deserved better than a B. I was generally a really good student because I was always quiet, well behaved. And I think that probably got me better grades than maybe I deserved sometimes, but hey, let's not go there. So I remember certain classes where I felt like I came so far from where I started, and it would just be a B. And my parents, they were first generation immigrants. English wasn't their first language. So sometimes the nuances or the communications from my teachers in a report card or descriptions were sort of lost. And so Spaces really appealed to me in the sense that there was this opportunity here for a tool that I believe can tell those stories and better inform families and guardians and other educators, incoming educators. So when I'm in grade 6 going to grade 7, of really the whole picture of that learner. And, like I said, I've been here for about a year. My background has always been in marketing, but now I have the fortune And I really, one of the highlights is my ability to talk to users and talk to teachers. And that's the main thing that I'm doing, is I just try to talk to as many teachers as possible, and I have really great conversations. I have conversations where some teachers are very honest and constructive and say, hey, this is a new tool, this is not for me, not yet, or we have something sort of that already does that. But I will say, my blueprint has been so successful, and this is where I think other ed tech companies maybe don't have that same strength, is in listening to the feedback from users and from teachers, and then going and implementing that into reality. So, I'm excited for what this journey means. Spaces is really, as a product, is really not that old. It might be, I might argue it's only a few months old in terms of where it's at today. Before, it was a much different sort of solution. And so I'm super excited about what that means, and what that means for educators across Canada, United States, and even, across the world.
Yeah, and I'm gonna like flip you up so there we're not cutting you off. Do you want to tell us a little bit? I'm sharing the screen, and I know that we kind of like just some updates came out. Do you want to walk us through this, or you want me to play the demo or anything?
Yeah, no, I can walk you through it at a very high level. The most exciting new feature, and this just came out in basically mid-September of 2021, hence why I always say, Spaces is still so new, is this idea of curriculum tags. So if I could be in a classroom in Toronto, I can actually import into my Spaces account all the curriculum outcomes for my specific grade, my specific subject in my specific province or state. So if I'm a grade 6 music teacher in Toronto, I can actually import from the province of Ontario all the curriculum outcomes associated to grade 6 music class. And so in Spaces, just to give a very high level, students or teachers are always adding sort of documentation and artifacts of learning. And so with curriculum tags, we now have the ability to import the curriculum outcomes with that associated class and that associated subject, and actually tag sort of items and documentation over time to specific outcomes. And so the idea is, and if you attended our recent sort of product roadmap webinar, we're moving towards this sort of idea of capturing the whole child, or this idea of a visual growth portfolio, where over time I accumulate sort of all these outcomes, or I accumulate evidence of standards, and I can show competency. And so over time, I use that example of music. In the beginning, I can play a couple notes. Hopefully over time, I can play some chords. Hopefully a couple months in, I can play Smoke on the Water, which is always sort of the joke I use, but most people know what I mean, Deep Purple. And then maybe by the end of the school and the end of the class, I can maybe play like a few songs on an album. And so all along the way, I'm documenting and I'm capturing that. I'm capturing my process. Hey, teacher, my fingers were hurting today. That's all part of learning, right? The process, the progress of, again, going from notes to chords to songs to maybe whole albums. And then the final product, which is, hey, maybe I'm part of maybe at the end of the class, I'm doing an event and, we're all playing music for our parents. That might be sort of the product or the final, summative aspect of my learning. But we're now hopefully with Spaces capturing all that and sort of acting as that, chronicle over time of how I went from here to here as a learner, as opposed to just getting, again, a B or a B+ at the end.
I love that. And one person says, so powerful when kids set goals and reflect on the process and progress. Yes, that is. It's so powerful. It's very empowering. And I love how it is focused on, like you said, the whole child and the whole picture. And it just gives that insight more than a letter grade or more than a percent does. And it gives something for parents and students to talk about at home. There's that family aspect where parents and families can be involved. And honestly, putting the tags in there is really easy. It seemed like it was just a click. Like I just clicked on the states. When I was doing the Alaska ones, I just clicked on the state standards of Alaska and it all pulled in, and super easy. So yeah, I know, Rachelle, you use this. What do you think?
Yeah, I used it with my 8th grade STEAM class back in the spring where, I had a decent sized class, and probably out of the 20 students, I think like 13 or 14 of them stayed fully virtual, even when we shifted to the hybrid. And one of the things that we do is like Genius Hour project-based learning on artificial intelligence. And so they have to work on whatever their project is. And, normally we're in the classroom, I can move around, not hover over them, and interact and see what they're doing and have the conversations. And I also ask them to kind of track, what they're learning, what the resources are they're using, what questions they have. But in the absence of being in person and going through Microsoft Teams, like that was really difficult. So when I found spaces, like it came at the perfect time, because the students in the classroom, I could obviously work with them, but they could still share what they were doing, and the students at home could put pictures, and I could scroll through to see like what they were creating or what questions they had, and facilitate that feedback and, interactions, and just see their growth process along the way. So I really enjoyed using it, and just thinking about, this year, how I'm going to use it with those same students, even though we're in person, but just to track their learning along the way. And I think that's so important for students in any class, not just my technology, but like even my Spanish course today. They're like, wait, do we have to know all the vocab that we're learning? I said, well, yeah, you don't just take out like the verbs and the vocab, like where will we be with languages? But for them to even just have a space where they write, or they share their learning, or they interact with their teacher, there's so many possibilities with it. So I really enjoyed, and I was thankful to have it at that time, because I was thinking like, how am I going to do this with them? And then I found it, and we tried it, and it was really, really great. So I know we have a guest who will share more about it and the community and all of that stuff too. But I do want to know,
Yes.
Facebook user, if you would, type it. I'd love to
It's
know who
Amanda.
Facebook user. Oh, it is Amanda? Okay.
It's Amanda. It's Amanda. And I want to say, we will actually, if we'll talk about seeing the perspective of it when we talk about our community. I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen, and we'll pull up Miss Bonnie here.
Woo.
Hey, Bonnie.
Hi.
Hey, Bonnie.
Hi, Bonnie.
Bonnie,
Hi.
you are here. You've been working with Spaces. In fact, you are really who connected me with Spaces more than anybody else. So I appreciate you, and I'm so glad you're here today. So tell us about your experience with Spaces.
Oh, so first of all, I think about it all the time. Because especially today, I was looking at the students' responses to their most recent activity. And it gets pretty deep. I don't know. Maybe it'll take me a couple minutes to explain it. But every Monday, I have my students write a goal for the week. And it's really just, reflect on something that went well last week. How are you going to use that to do better this week? What is your goal for this week? And then with progress reports coming out on Wednesday, their prompt today was, look through your previous goals and find evidence that you have met your own goals for term 2. And they did it. And they actually
That's awesome.
connected with it. Like, this is the first time, I have to say, and this is not an advertisement, but it is.
It's not a paid advertisement, at least.
That's for sure. But the thing is that I've been trying to get kids to do this for years, and this is the first time that it was effortless for the kids to just say, oh yeah, I set this goal, this one, and this one, and they can pull their own evidence out of the things that they've been doing in Spaces and reflect on the progress that they made toward the goals they set for themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely amazing. Today, my mind was blown.
That is so cool.
That's awesome. I'm
Actually,
really impressed that they can own that process too,
Mhm.
right? So
Yes.
for that sort of to be student led, or for them to have that ownership is really awesome. I think someone actually made a comment around, it's powerful when students or learners have the opportunity to reflect on their goals, set those goals, and then reflect on the process and progress behind learning. I know as an individual, sort of, I guess in the corporate world, that's where my personal growth typically comes from is, and we were talking about this earlier today, Melody, and this is just so happens to be the case, but this idea of, there are things that are blind to us that we don't know about,
Yes.
that our colleagues do. And sort of through feedback and coaching and self-reflection, oftentimes that's where we uncover where the biggest opportunities for growth are. And so, for learners to get in that habit as students, I think only better serves them when they become, when they join the workforce or join, whatever it is after school, as individuals. And again, whether you're, joining a white collar type job, a blue collar type job, there's always opportunity for growth and refinement of our skills. And sometimes that only comes through reflection. And it's so easy to just keep your head down and keep doing what you're doing without stopping. But yeah, that's awesome. That's amazing feedback, Bonnie. Really appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you. And please tell your students that we are like amazed by them. Like, I don't know, I might send you some PayPal, like to get them cupcakes or something. I don't know. Like we'll talk about that. And
honestly, I tell them every day how amazing they are. They're for a little background, they're high school students, so it's not like, I don't know, I can't imagine being able to do this with elementary students, but elementary teachers are probably thinking, oh, of course my kids can do that, but I can't imagine. But anyway, I tell them every day how amazing they are, because they really work hard.
That's awesome.
And you are amazing too, Bonnie. You're an amazing teacher.
That's what I was gonna say, is it helps to have a great teacher.
For sure.
I was gonna say, I mean, I have nieces that are like 2, 3, and 4. Well, she was 2 when she first started sort of messing around with a tablet. It's amazing, what young people can do. So, I mean, it might take a little bit of effort, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's super young learners out there who could even, maybe semi-navigate, maybe with some help, these types of tools and processes. But again, that's awesome to hear.
I'll let you know. I'm putting Wit on my first class. So he's just turned 4. So I will totally let you know. So Jamie is joining. He said he's going to try this tomorrow. I love Jamie. He's such an enthusiastic educator. And just if you are wanting to be a part of our community, Rachelle made it into an awesome Bitly Space Astronauts. I'm going to actually I'm going to drop the link. We want you to join our community. Eric, do you mind telling us a little bit of what teachers can expect in the community?
Yeah, so the community is super recently launched, and it's agnostic of the Spaces product. So there's always going to be sort of Spaces resources and stuff like that. But the idea behind launching this community was to be a really cool place to get people to join, and then be an interesting and valuable place for people to stick around. So we're investing particularly in 2022 in sort of free lesson plans, resources. We do prizes and gift cards and stuff every week. Initially when we did our launch, we were giving away iPads. So there's always sort of spicy and fun stuff going on for prizes and raffles and gifts. But the idea is we also want it to be a valuable place to be, because I'm totally cognizant of the fact that there's so many communities, there's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, etc. And then for you to have to join and log in somewhere else, it has to be good. So in 2022, expect, lesson plans and things that you can sort of just pull for free and bring into the classroom, and hopefully, through sort of engaging conversations and all the awesome prizes, that it's a place that, you'll want to log in, once in a while and check out what's going on.
I love it. And there's lots of webinars all the time. You can like make it your own type of learning when it works for you, or get the replay later. Okay, we've talked a lot about an amazing community, amazing ed tech tool, but it's my favorite time now. Are we all ready to play some games?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so this is my favorite game, but I'm pretty sure that it's the bane of Rachelle's existence. But okay, it helps to have a pencil and a paper, because this is a little bit more tricky than you think. What I'm going to do is, for the AR, VR, VCR, DVR, DVD game, it's, if you notice, they're just acronyms. So I'm going to put an acronym on a card, and you have to come up with the real meaning, which when I say real, I mean anything but the real one. Okay. And the stupider, the more funny, and the more inappropriately, the wild. I love it. I welcome inappropriate answers today. Okay. So I'm so excited, because this is going to be the first conference that I have gone to since ISTE 2019.
Oh, goodness.
The first, here we go. It's not even easy. Here the first acronym. What does FETC really mean? And when I say really, I'm just like, really, okay?
Yeah.
So
You're going to FETC? I get to
Yeah,
see
sorry.
you
yes.
and Bonnie.
Yes.
Woohoo!
Oh my gosh, it's gonna be a super spreader.
Yes.
I hope not.
That's awesome. It is. It is. And oh my gosh! Oh, look at here. Amanda says future Oh, what? Isn't that what it really stands
Yeah,
for?
Future of Education Technology Conference.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So the game is to come up with something that it doesn't really stand for. Okay.
Okay.
Oh. But Amanda, that was so cute. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know. That's what makes this. Mhm.
Oh,
Then-
or is it Florida? Yeah.
No,
Or, I don't
it's
know.
future of.
Okay.
Yeah. I used to think it was Florida because it was held in Florida, but it's going to be in Louisiana, I think next year or the year after. So
Okay.
faking enthusiasm, trying to comply.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
really good.
Yeah, that's really spot on.
Can
of
you see the
today.
faking enthusiasm?
All right, Eric, you have one. What is it?
That's it's not as good as that. That really hits a particular note. I've got the Federal Electrical Turtle Commission. I think I have Ninja Turtles on the mind. As you can see, Michelangelo is up top behind me.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. No, I think it's great. Okay, Bonnie, do you have anything?
It's just first ever teacher coffee house.
Oh, I like that one.
It must feel like the
I like-
first ever, right? It's probably been a few years for some people since they've been out. Yeah.
True.
Oh my gosh, Amanda. And bye, Linda. Linda saying goodbye. Foodies everywhere tasting cake. Amanda,
that's good.
because
I like that
love
one.
food. I'm giving Amanda 3 points. I forgot to tell you how I scored this. Basically, I
Yeah.
just give you whatever score I want. But so Amanda, I liked hers the best because it makes me think of cake. So she gets 3 points. Everybody else has 2 points on the board. Way to go. Let's come up with our next one. And
Can't wait.
our next one is going to be it's a band that many of us know and love. But what does it
boy.
really mean?
ACDC.
There's Marianne.
Hey, Mom.
Yes, Marianne. I'll give you 2 for that, Marianne.
That was a good one. I need her to start texting me the answers so that I'm not so terrible. ACDC.
Mhm.
Um,
You're on the board, Marianne. I got you 2 points.
So FETC might actually be the first real life meeting for some first time teachers too, right?
yeah.
There's going to be
Big time.
that should be exciting.
That's why it's going to be a super spreader. Eric, what is your answer for ACDC?
Well, there's actual coffee and there's decaf coffee.
That one's good. That
like
is good. Yeah. Actual. It took him no time at all to come up with that.
Well, I gave him the pick of the games. He chose this game. He's awesome.
No, I actually thought we would be like you'd be pulling out like acronyms that I'd have to get accurately. Like what's NASA? I'd be like,
Yeah.
Right?
Oh,
That's what I
that's
thought
our
initially.
next one. If you already in this, yeah. Ooh, Marianne has one. All cats destroy couches.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh no.
That is true.
It's true,
That
Marianne.
is true. Yep.
Yeah. Do you ladies have one?
I got nothing on this one. You can give me a -50 if you want. It's all good.
It's okay. Eric has 5 and Marianne have 5. They are in the lead. Amanda has 3. Bonnie and Rachelle have 2. The next one, I think that Eric was on the right path. So it is NASA. What does NASA really mean?
I'm trying the writing thing and it's not helping anymore.
This is really hard.
Is it though? Is it really?
Not a simple activity, aka, I mean, this game.
Just if you write it out. Oh, not a simple activity. That was brilliant, Rachelle. I'm going to give you 3
Thank
for
you.
that. That was brilliant. Not a simple activity. Boy, you just whipped that one out. That's impressive. All right, Eric, what's yours?
This is a tougher one, I guess. National American Safari Adventure. Not particularly relevant, I don't think. I think Navigating Asteroids and Space Adventures was my backup.
Ooh,
but,
that's a good one. There's that $5 billion one floating out there right now.
Yeah.
You want to get?
yeah.
Ooh, look at this. Not about standardized
Oh, that's a good one.
assessment. Are you speaking our language, Amanda? Oh my God, I'm going to have to give you 3 for that one. It's amazing. It's not about standardized assessment. That's why we love Spaces, for crying out
Yeah,
loud.
does
We
Amanda
like
work
the
at
whole
Spaces?
child.
Yeah, right?
Amanda could. She's brilliant. She's amazing. Okay, go ahead. Oh, Navigating Asteroids and Space Adventures. Did you say that already, Eric?
That was my backup.
That was even better than your first one, just so you know. Bonnie, do you have one?
I have one. I'll get negative points for it, but this is all I have. It's not always sarcastic anyway.
Ah,
I'm not going to give you negative
I like
because
it.
you tried, and I know it took. Oh my God! But Marianne might give you a negative point. No one accepts stupid answers. I'm giving Marianne 4 points. Bonnie, I'm going to give you 1. You know, you tried. E for effort, right?
Oh my
Okay.
gosh.
Yes. Okay. And our last one. Okay. Right now, Rachelle has 5. I think Rachelle has 5. Did you give me 1 for the last one? I didn't. No, I'm sorry. You have 8, Rachelle. Eric has 8. Bonnie has 3. Amanda has 6, and Marianne has 9. 10.
Ooh.
And this
No,
round's
she has
for
9.
1,000,000 points.
And this one
Yeah,
is for 10
right.
points. This round is for 10 points. And the last one that we are going to do is another conference that we will be at.
Oh boy.
Spaces.
I get to see you twice. I can't wait.
Yeah, we're going to be talking, Rachelle.
Uh-huh.
Another super spreader.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's worth 10. It's worth 10, Marianne. Make it good. Because remember, we don't accept stupid answers.
Yeah. That's so funny. I'm not winning this one.
Oh, I know. I'm going to do one. I'm going to put mine
Okay.
up.
All
I'm
right.
going to type it in there. Okay. Mine is. Tell everyone Connie ate.
Oh boy.
Yeah, but you did TECA
Oh,
instead
no.
of T.
Oh no.
No,
Penalty.
tell Connie
Right. I
everyone
made up
ate.
this shit.
Tell Connie everyone ate. Connie,
That's
everyone
what I
ate.
thought I said. I thought I said tell Connie everyone
No,
ate.
you said tell everyone Connie ate.
No.
It's TECA. Is that another conference I just put on my radar? TECA. Is it still in Texas though? Is that the T?
Oh, yes. Traffic conditions excel anxiety.
Oh, wow,
Sure
that's a good one.
do. That's good. Yeah, that's really good, Marianne.
I can't
Mom
compete
is-
with that.
I know. I can't compete with that. It's my mother. Like, why don't I have
It
Marianne
must
that
be
same
the
knows.
pressure of being live, you know? It's always like when you watch Jeopardy and you're like, yeah, I know that answer, but
Yeah,
when the
I do
camera's
better at
on and,
Jeopardy
you know,
than this.
Well, tell Connie about it. She
Yeah.
cares. Does anybody else have an answer, or is that it?
I mean, I got random words. I had
Yeah.
throwing, taking, terrible. T.
I put
Terrible, Connie.
Texas Cooking and Eats Association because I want to have some barbecue next time I'm in
Nice.
Texas.
I am going to have some barbecue the next time I'm in my kitchen.
Nice. Well, tell Connie everyone ate.
That's good to know. If only we had
Okay.
a Connie.
Yes. Okay. I have all these things. Okay. Yes. I was like tacos. Oh, yes. Tacos come.
Tacos can elevate attitude.
Exactly. Oh, that's
That's a
better.
good one.
That's better. Oh, I like that. Oh, that's good, Rachelle. Okay. Bonnie, do you got anything? I'm gonna
No,
give
all I
Amanda a
have
point for that one.
is the cake evaporated all by itself. Like that's
Yeah, I've
all
used
by
that
itself
excuse
is a
before.
word now. Just so you know.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so that was 10. That means that Marianne won again, or
Yay,
she
go
was in second place
mom.
last time. Way to go, Marianne. Way to keep us all in place. You are amazing.
I'll have to
And
give her
so,
a prize, I guess, of some sort.
oh my gosh, yes, here's the trophy. Here's the trophy, Marianne. Here you go. Okay, Eric and Bonnie, thank you so much for joining us today. Before we say goodbye, we are going to be back here on Friday with the amazing. Okay, who are we with on Friday?
Dr.
Alexander.
Desiree Alexander. Yep.
Yep. But before we go, I always ask our guests, do you have any last words? So if you have any last words, now's the time to say them.
Bonnie, would you like to go first?
No, just thank you. It's always so much fun to be here. And I hope to see people in the Spaces community because really it's this much fun over there too.
Mhm.
Yeah, for sure.
We like to have fun.
Yeah,
Mhm.
definitely. I think for me, I'm going to say thank you to any teacher who ever made time for me to talk to me, especially
Aw.
when it came to not only growing up, but with Spaces. So, I was gonna, I was thinking about how much I wanted to share, but I alluded to it. My parents were first generation immigrants. English wasn't their first language. A lot of my, personal role models were my teachers, both male and female, throughout the years, and I can remember how much it mattered, especially to get sort of encouragement or feedback that was constructive, and how much it hurt when it wasn't so constructive.
Mhm.
And that's why I work where I work today. And so yeah, thank you. And I know it's been pretty crummy for some time now, but yeah, again, just thank you, and thanks for having me on the show.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Eric, thanks for sharing your powerful story. You are super excellent
Oh.
as a human being. I'm so glad I get to see your face every day. Everybody, thank you for
You
joining
say
us.
that now.
Yeah.
Joining with us today, or if you watch the replay, thank you so much. We will see you on Friday. Take care.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.